Oh, yes. Thank goodness for 16-pound gamma there and a 7.6 swim bait rod. So I've been mixing it up between my 7.3 bladed jig rod and a 7.6 swim bait rod, and right there I was glad for that extra long rod. It just gives you that more leverage when you get a fish back in an area like that. That's my 110.
1 pound, 12 ounces.
Well, even better. Guys, all it is, chartreuse and white and a shad colored bladed jig, 20-pound gamma fluorocarbon. Here's the big difference. I know I keep telling people this, but this has been a big help for me at this tournament and even at Travis. KastKing has a Speed Demon Pro. They have a bladed jig rod that's a 7.3 and it's a little bit lighter. But I've since switched to the 7.6 swim bait rod. It's got the same soft tip, so you can see me doing these little roll casts and putting it into some really tight places. But this 7.6 rod just gives me that extra backbone when these big ones bite it up in this heavy cover. And then you saw me earlier get that fish that came right towards me. Last year, as I was still learning and becoming better with a bladed jig, I always do it on a 6.4-to-1 KastKing Bassinator Elite reel, and it worked great. But it cost me several fish last year, and I switched up to the Bassmaster Elite, the 8-to-1 gear ratio reel, and it's made a huge difference because when those fish hit it, I can just reel up and get back on them that much faster and put them in the boat. So
there we go. That's a good one. That's why we just stick with it. Coming right there. Not as good as I thought, but we'll take it. Look at that sucker. Healing. Yeah, baby. That's why I'm using that KastKing swim bait rod right there. That's the biggest difference right there. That looks a beauty right there. The 7.3 rod would have probably done fine, but that 7.6 and 20-pound line gives me that leverage.
3 pounds, 12 ounces.
312. It's a beautiful fish. Oh. That is the deal right there. There we go. Oh, there's a good one. Get on there. There's what that big rod will do right there.
there's so many other things that I could do to catch fish here, but I've said this all year, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And it's just so hard to slow down and flip because I don't think you can get as many bites flipping. And this bait catches big fish. I've said that. I've caught a lot of big fish on it last year. I finally got me a 5-pounder the other day. That's my biggest fish I've caught all year, but I know this thing will catch big ones.
KastKing Speed Demon swim bait rod. Man, you saw how I was able to turn his head and keep him away from those beams.
Oh gosh, there he is. That's him. Come on. Oh, come here, baby. Yes, yes, yes. Look at that one, baby. Ooh. Thank goodness for
4 pounds, 6 ounces.
4, 6. Man, I thought that fish was bigger than that. What a beauty.
Right there, guys, that's the deal. KastKing Speed Demon Pro swim bait rod. I've increased up to the swim bait rod. It's that 7.6, 20-pound gamma fluorocarbon. He had me around that pole, and I kept good steady pressure on him and pulled, and that is so encouraging. Come over here. I've never even fished this area before, but just running a pattern. And man, that was an awesome bite there. Coming right where you're at. Get in the boat. Thought he was. Look at that one. Speed Demon Pro 7.6 swim bait. Man, they smoked that thing.
3 pounds, 1 ounce.
3-1. Maybe make it. Feels like it. Yeah, he'll make it. Man, that's just awesome. Everything about this setup. I mean, that rod right there paid off again.
1 pound, 14 ounces.
114. Oh, there we go. I think I like this spot, guys. See, that's where that heavy rod really makes a difference. I can ski these smaller fish in. We call it 2 something, a smaller one.
2 pounds, 5 ounces.
2.5. There we go. You hear guys talk about inside grass line, but sometimes, or outside grass line, but sometimes the inside. See, there's where that big rod makes a huge difference. I got him out of that grass where he could have potentially come off. That's a beauty there. Holy cow.
2 pounds, 13 ounces.
Almost a 3-pounder.
What a truly amazing day of fishing I had out there. Just fishing my string, sticking with the simple stuff, just like I've done all season. The bladed jig teamed up with the KastKing Bassinator Elite reel. This is an 8-to-1 gear ratio reel. If you watched me today, you saw why that fast gear ratio was so important when some of those fish got going. Got 20-pound gamma fluorocarbon on here, so I want to have the upper hand. And then I've got it on this KastKing Speed Demon Pro 7.6 swim bait rod, and that's been really critical to have that little bit extra longer rod, that little bit more leverage to pull these big fish and keep them from getting in the grass or around the docks and that type of stuff. We're going to go out there and swing for the fences and see if we can't bring home that big trophy.